Good evening, everybody. Let's just wait for a couple of minutes as attendees are just starting to join. So let's allow them to come in. Okay, we can start. Good evening, everyone. Once again, magandang gabi po sa lahat. Thank you for joining us for today's webinar. So, makabuluhan ulit yung ating webinar for today. This is all about property sourcing using property filter. So I have here as panelists, we have Christine Beroya. She is the property team lead and currently working for 4 clients with all within Vavavoom. She's been doing mostly property tasks for all her clients, for majority of her clients. So she's experienced in terms of doing deal sourcing. And another panelist that we have here is Joanna C. So she's been one of our longest virtual assistant here in Vavavoom. And she is experienced doing property filter. In fact, she is one of the VAs of our client property filter, and she'll be telling us or sharing with us how to use property filter for deal sourcing. So I'll give the floor now, the virtual floor to Tin.
All right. Thanks, Marielle. So yeah, good evening, everyone. So today we're going to discuss about how to find a great property investment, okay, as a virtual assistant. Let me just share my screen. Hold on. Yeah. Can you see my screen? Okay, thank you. So first, define muna natin what is property investment. So yeah, property investment involves the acquisition and ownership of property with the primary goal of generating profit. So yeah, for rental income, property appreciation, or development projects. So property investment is basically um, is a strategy now where investors are making money from this property investment strategy. So meron tayong iba't ibang uh, property property investment strategies. Mamaya i-discuss natin siya. But for now, let's define what is deal sourcing. So deal sourcing refers to the process of finding and identifying potential investment opportunities in the real estate market in the UK. So, ayun nga, basically, deal sourcing is just looking for a property, a great property deal for our clients or for the property investors. So, who are the property investors? Um, these are the professionals. Pwede rin namang hindi professional, but most of them are professionals, and then some side I mean side hustle nila is by doing property investment. And then so we have different strategies. First one is buy to sell. I'm sorry, by the way. This is just a quick overview kasi nakapag-webinar na ako before the whole process of deal sourcing. But for now kasi it's just a quick overview or background ng deal sourcing since si Miss Joanna, she will be discussing or focus on property filter, which is our feature for today's webinar. So yeah, one of the property strategies are buy to sell and or buy to let. So yun nga, ano lang siya, parang house flipping if you're familiar with house flip. Yun yung buy to sell. So buy to sell involves purchasing a property to renovate and sell quickly for profit. So yun nga, it if you're familiar with BRRR, so buy, refurbish, refinance, and rent. So yun yung buy to sell. So pwedeng mag-purchase si investor ng rundown na property and then i-renovate niya and then i-sell uh, to earn a profit from it. So yun yung buy to sell. And then buy to let is ipaparent naman syempre. And then next one is holiday lets or service accommodation. This strategy is one of the most in demand sa UK ngayon. Ito yung sample ng holiday lets or service accommodation is yung mga Airbnbs, Booking.com, Agoda if you're familiar with that. So yun, yung mga 3 days, 2 nights, short-term lets lang siya. And then another strategy is rent to rent. So in the rent strategy, an investor rents a property from a landlord, usually with an intention of leasing it to the tenants on a room-to-room basis or as fully furnished house. So there are different kinds of rent to rent. Pwedeng rent to HMO, rent to service accommodation, or rent to single let property. So basically, si client nyo or si property investor, magre-rent out siya ng, I mean, magre-rent siya ng property para ipa-rent out din by different strategy like HMO, SA, or single let property. Pero usually, service accommodation talaga. So magre-rent si client ng unfurnished na property and then puwedeng ipapa-renovate niya 'yun or lalagyan niya ng furniture or appliances para magamit as SA or service accommodation. And the next one is housing multiple occupations, which is yung HMO na banggit ko kanina na rent to HMO. So HMO is rented out to 3 or more tenants who are not part of the same family but share common facilities like the kitchen and bathroom. Uh, so yeah, HMO para siyang here in the Philippines, so i-example ko lang, para siyang boarding house or dorm because they shared same living room, same kitchen and dining. So they have exclusive rooms for each tenants. And then development projects. So investors can engage in property development projects. For this one, may mga property investors na hindi sila nag-opt sa mga rundown properties or yung magre-renovate. So some property investors, they build talaga ng development project. So new build siya, new construction, new development instead of renovating or refurbishing mga properties. And then the last one is commercial property investment. So for commercial property investment, it involves acquiring non-residential properties such as office buildings, retail spaces, warehouses, and industrial units. So example, um, paano ma-maximize yung commercial property investment. So my other client, what she did was yung commercial property na na-acquire niya or na-purchase niya this year, ginawa niyang mixed use. So mixed use building. So from commercial property, kinonvert niya into 3 different strategy. So for the ground floor, what she did is ginawa niyang commercial or retail like shops and office. And then the first floor, which is yung second floor sa atin. So ang ginawa niya is flats or apartments. And then the third floor is service accommodation. So very good strategy yung ginawa niya. From commercial property, just commercial property lang, and then ginawa niyang mixed use. Kinonvert niya into 3 different strategies. So, very income generating. Ang laki ng income na generate nung property na yun. From just one strategy to three different strategy, di ba? Okay. So, yan yung mga different strategies. So, for our property portal, so we have ang ginagamit natin to search for properties kasi nga 'di ba virtual assistant, what we do is to search properties. So, saan ba tayo nag-search ng properties? With this different property portals, so Rightmove, Zoopla, and the market, Spare Room, Open Rent, Gumtree. There are other portals that we can use, but these are the usual portals na ginagamit as a VA in the UK. Okay, so for Rightmove, Zoopla, and on the market, these are the portals that you can search I mean that you can search yung mga for sale na properties and for rent. And then spare room naman is for yung mga HMO, like yung mga rooms lang. And then open rent is for rent lang ng mga properties. And then we have our star for the night, property filter. So property filter will be discussed later on. But for now, I'll be just discussing yung um, mga criteria na kailangan natin before we can search dito sa mga property portals na to. So, like for example, I'm using Rightmove. What do we need para makapag-start mag-search? So, of course, we need the area I mean the area or location. Of course, di tayo makakapag-search ng property if we don't have the exact area or postcode or location ni client, yung target area niya, I mean. And then the next one is property type. Is it house, apartment, flat, commercial, or residential, something like that. But so we need to know what type of property yung hanapin natin. And then strategy. Some clients, before ka mag-search before ka mag-deal sourcing, dinidiscuss na nila what are the strategies, kung ano yung strategy nila. Pero some clients, hindi pa sila sure since yung iba beginner pa lang, hindi pa sila sure kung anong strategy nila. So, the first thing na ibibigay nila sa'yo as criteria is yung location, which is yun nga, yun yung number one na kailangan natin. The property type and then the house features kung may um, specific sila na need like parking or ilang bedrooms, like 2 to 3 beds, or is it just a studio? And then the price. So, yun, yung budget. But sometimes may mga property investors or clients naman tayo na they are not, I mean open budget lang. Pero meron din naman na yung limited lang din yung budget. Okay. So yeah, that's it. Usually ang ginagawa ko kasi sa SME training is nagwo-walkthrough ako sa Rightmove. Ay tinuturo ko kung paano gamitin yung Rightmove. But since property filter is featured today, so we really need to focus more on property filter kasi yung property filter para rin siyang 'pag pinagsama-sama mo 'tong Rightmove, Spare Room, Open Rent, andun na rin siya. So, it's just all in one, okay? I think that's it, from me, Miss Mariel. Thank you.
Thanks, Tin. Ayan, very useful yung mga yung mga diniscuss ni Tin, especially to those na hindi pa familiar with property management sa UK. So na-mention ni Tin yung mga differences ng mga terminologies, kung anong equivalent ng HMO sa atin dito sa Pilipinas. Kasi kailangan nyo siyang maintindihan. Otherwise, hindi kayo magkakaintindihan ni client nyo pagka meron siyang pinahanap sa inyo. Like mga terrace houses. So ano yun? Mga townhouse yun sa Pilipinas. So those sorts of things. So just in case na gusto nyo i-catch up yung webinar ni Tin, those who are not part of the Vavavoom family yet, so you may want to apply and join us and be part of our training kasi that will be included in the training. All right, so over to you, Joe.
Yes, hi, good evening everyone. I'm Joanna from Property Filter. So I'll be discussing a gist or just a brief summary of what Property Filter can do to your business or to your client's business. But before that, I'll give you a brief background of what property filter is. This is a it is a an online platform which most of the deals are already there. So what property filter does to your business is that instead of you chasing the deals on Rightmove, Zoopla, just what Tin mentioned earlier, and that you need to scroll through all these platforms, what property filter does is it gives you, or it brings in all the data or all the properties that are on the different platforms. So I'll be sharing my screen to show you how powerful in Deal Sourcer property filter is. Okay. Okay, so actually we have this um acronym and we call it DEAL because what property filter does is first it defines your gold mine area. So when you say defining gold mine area, ito yung part wherein you will check which areas in the UK is best to invest. Depends it depends on your strategy, if you're an investor or if you're a deal sourcer or if you're mostly into HMO. So in defining the gold mine area, you will know which areas are very good in terms of investing and then engage with motivated sellers. So we say motivated seller because it doesn't mean na if the property is in the property portals, let's say Rightmove, hindi ibig sabihin nun they're ready to sell the property. For instance, the property is just new to the market, let's say 1 week or 2 weeks. So, hindi mo pa siya pwedeng inego or i-negotiate na babaan yung price kasi bago lang siya. So, the owner or the vendor can wait for a little longer. So, you cannot maximize your profit. So, you cannot really have a good deal. So, what we do is we bring you the most engaged, motivated seller that you can engage to or you can talk to. And then A is for assets. Assess properties in seconds. So when you use property filter, you don't need to procrastinate. All you need is a few minutes to get the deals, and we have all the data that is related to the properties that we are giving you. So, and the last one is load your pipeline and make deals because ang gusto namin with property filter is not to procrastinate the clients to procrastinate. What we want to is to focus on the value added task, which is, engaging in the motivated sellers, assessing deals and um, having more deals because it will give you more profit instead of just sitting down looking at all the properties. So, kumbaga, um, ang goal ng property filter is for the clients to take action, hindi yung browsing and, at the end of the day, they didn't do anything. Wala naman silang nakausap na um, sellers or vendors. Sorry, medyo may sipon tayo ngayon. Sige. So, ayan, let's go straight to the portal. So when I mentioned earlier when I speak about defining the gold mine area, this is where you define your gold mine area. This is the market data. So when you type in a specific postcode here, you'll automatically generate all the addresses that is included or that the particular postcode has. Kumbaga, hindi ka lang maghahanap somewhere else because lahat ng addresses na present dun sa postcode na yon, you can check here. So if you have off-market properties na tinitignan ni clients, you can just check it here and then add this to your pipeline. And then for the market live data, this is actually powerful, especially for investors, because you'll just choose whichever property type you like, and then the area. Say, for example, you're working in this area, and in an instant, you'll find out which is the best property or what are the yields in that particular area. Yan. So if you can see the yields, so ang acceptable yield for investors is above 4%. So in this table, you could see 6.3, 6.4, or 6.1. So when you look at the green areas here, automatically you will see that these postcodes very, very good for investment. So you can buy properties here because you'll earn more because the yields here are higher. Kumbaga, aside from those properties na malapit sa kanya. Okay. So this is actually used by investors in assessing the deals or in assessing the properties. So the last sold map, you will also type your postcode here. Okay, and then you'll see the different average prices of what are the last sold properties in a particular postcode or in a particular area. So automatically you'll have uh, various data on how to assess the properties or if a particular postcode or postcode district will be giving you higher yields. And then for the planning constraints, we have here the HMO article for properties. So when you click this on, you'll see all the purple things here. So it means that these areas are under the HMO Article 4. So ibig sabihin nun, you're not allowed to make any renovations or to do split, title splits sa mga properties within the HMO Article 4. So normally, most investors would opt to buy properties outside the HMO Article 4 because kumbaga hindi na need ng planning application. So ito yung tinitignan nila if they wanted to invest on HMOs. Yan. So somehow they would buy properties just right beside this properties that are under the HMO Article 4 because very near the city center or they're just the properties are higher, the costs, or when you sell the properties, mas mataas yung value niya. Okay. So, dito naman sa census, there are a lot of things that you could find here. The population, let's say in Birmingham, you'll have a lot of data about the population here, the density and everything. So, there. 81.7% of the people there are born in the UK. Sobrang detailed siya. So if your clients want detailed, very, very detailed information about the property that they're buying, we're actually working on this Census 2021 because we wanted to include the flood rate and the criminal data because there are people asking how is the criminal status or the crime rate of the certain area, so we're planning to add that and the flood rate as well because sabi nga may mga areas na rin in the UK na medyo binabaha na din because of climate change. So that's what the market data is. So now we will move on to the lead generator. So this lead generator is the letter E earlier, the engaging and motivated sellers. So when you click when we add a lead generator, just click on this button here. And then we need to find or gaya nga nasabi ni Tin kanina, she has the criteria. So postcode, the number one criteria na sinabi ni Tin. So I chose B18. So yan. most of our clients would normally ask, bakit siya by postcode? The reason being, kasi yung um, nasa government ni UK, they um, value property, the valuators, they value certain properties based on postcodes. So hindi namin siya ginawa na by diameter or by range because it will affect the price or the last sold data. So what we did is by postcode. So you can just click on the postcodes. So if you want a larger area, you can click show more. So in this case, we will just use the postcodes earlier. And then you can have maximum of, I think 40 postcodes dito. And then maximum of 20 lead generators. So you can search a lot of things here based or depending on your client's strategy. So in this example, I'll be using the HMOPD conversions. So when you click on this, you can also click on edit filters. So if your clients want to be more specific, they need to click edit filters and they can kumbaga if they want to have 4 bedrooms in maximum or 5 bedrooms, they can add it here. Or if they want some properties for rent, but much better if you'll check the for sale properties if they're investing. And then if they want more advanced filters or kumbaga more specific, they can click on this advanced filter. To be more specific, there are a lot of filters here, but be careful kasi it will limit the number of properties that you'll get. Kasi the more you add filters, mas kumukonti yung nakukuha natin with the lead generators. So, let's check kung ano yung meron tayo dito. Okay. So maybe we can play around the EPC. So itong EPC, most of the investors would opt to buy properties that are with that has EPCs na D, E, F, and G because they can do more to the property and they can do value uplift. So yan. So if you want the property to be inside or outside of Article 4, so much better if it's outside. Okay, so okay. Amenities, if you want other amenities here, you can be more specific. And then if you need keywords, let's say you want properties that have been a hotel or a B&B, you can include or exclude. So for the time being, we will use no filter because there are investors looking for B&B properties para hindi na sila masyado mag-renovate or they won't do much sa property. So they opted to include B&B or mga previous guest houses. So other features. So for now, we will click next. And then let's name it B18 HMO. And then let's hit save. So lahat ng ginagawa natin na lead gens or lead generator, nasa dulo siya parate. Huwag kayong maliligaw kasi minsan may mga clients na I don't know where my lead generators are. So, di ba minsan may mga platforms that yung mga last nila is nasa unahan, sorry. And then yung mga um, mga ginagawa nila last is nasa unahan. And well, here in property filter, yung mga latest nasa dulo. So, baligtad siya. Sa dulo nyo na lang siya tignan. Ayan. Yeah. So, if you wanted to edit, so as you can see, we already got 62. So, yung 62 na yellow, it means sold subject to contract kasi we have this stop parang stoplight siya na colors. So green means go, so it's available. So amber or yellow means it's sold subject to contract. And then if you see properties na naka-highlight in red, it means it was sold or withdrawn already. So um in the lead generators tab, you can either edit, check leads, or you can duplicate this. Or if you're not using the lead generator anymore, you can just opt to delete it. So, okay. The next one is once we've created the lead generator, we now move on to our motivated sellers. So what we have here is a motivated seller banner. Ito yung tinatawag naming motivated seller banner. Why motivated seller? Because the properties are either back and reduced. So these are mostly problematic owners or vendors because the properties have been back and forth in the market. So they really um wanted the properties to be sold. And then the next one is back, but and then the next one is reduced or 90 days, more than 90 days in the market. So um ito yung mga motivated seller banners natin. But what we suggest is you go first to the back and reduced kasi dito yung mas madaming motivated sellers. So when we check the leads, nandito yung storya ng property. This is where the story is. And this gives you the leverage in terms of um, discussing it with vendors or discussing it with agents. So leverage meaning you have the history of the property here. So um, on the upper left hand, we have the navigation button. It's either you can go to the previous property to the next property that you have in your pipeline. Or you can do some actions like either save it, wait until for the next change, or never show again. So actually, this saves you a lot of time because if you're scrolling on Zoopla, Rightmove, and all the platforms, pagbalik mo kinabukasan, you'll see the same properties over and over again. But here in property filter, when you click the never show again, it will not appear anymore. But in case you wanted to see them, you still have the option to see it, but it will not appear on your pipeline anymore. So in this area, we have the adverts found for this property. So it means um we're now going to the due diligence part of assessing the leads. So it means it's been in the market and it's been on different posted ng different agents. So we have here the green something agent and then this one which I cannot read. Ayan. So if you
So,
want to see,
sorry, Joe.
mm,
Meron lang tayong phone-in question dito, no?
okay.
So, sabi, for the benefit of others, what is SSTC? How do you describe it?
STC?
SSTC.
SS or STC?
SS2.
SS.
SSTC. Or
Ah,
STC2.
no,
Yeah.
kasi they only call it STC, sold subject to contract.
Mm-hmm.
So, sold subject to contract means the property has been agreed upon by the vendor and the buyer. Kumbaga, they've written something or but it's not necessarily the contract yet. Not yet the contract. Sorry. Hindi pa siya yung contract but they've signed something na nag-agree na sila na ito yung uh, amount or na he will purchase at a particular period but it doesn't mean na okay na siya. So you can still make an offer to the vendor. May mga ibang developers or ibang investors na yun yung favorite nila, yung mga sold subject to contract kasi mas problematic yun eh. Kumbaga, like etong property na 'to, it's been in the market for, since March. So it's been subject to contract. Itong yellow na 'to, it's been subject to contract also nung August, but then it came back. So ibig sabihin, hindi nag-push through yung sale. It doesn't mean na sold subject to contract, mabibili na agad yung property. So most of the time, the sale will fall through. So ibig sabihin, it will go back to the market. So ito yung advantage na meron si property filter, is that we give you the story or the history behind. Kasi kung makikita mo to sa portal, ang makikita mo lang is yung latest niya, kung kailan siya latest na pinost. Hindi mo makikita yung history niya, na kumbaga it's been in the market, naging STC na siya, tas binalik siya ulit. So this is the leverage you have in terms of negotiation. So if you're an investor, you will negotiate to your to the vendor or to the agent na, I will offer something like lower than 275 because your property's been in the market for quite some time, blah blah blah. So you have the edge na sabihin sa kanila na it's been in the market for a long time, or it's been sold subject to contract but the sale has fallen through, something like that. And kumbaga malaki yung binaba nung price ng property niya, somehow 5,000. So pwede pa nila tong I think pwede pa sila magnego because they have the history of the property. So you can see here the number of the agent. So you can directly contact the agent because we've given you the information. So property details and keywords. So these are the keywords that that most of the portals are using. So kina-capture din namin siya. So in the features, you'll see the features that are available in the market. So dito nyo yun makikita. So on the left-hand side, you'll see actions and comments. So in this section, you can add comments like, you visited the property, something like that. Visited or viewed. So pwede ka rin maglagay ng next check update in 2 weeks if you like the property. So, ayan. So may mga timestamp pa siya. So hindi ka na kailangan mag-create ng another spreadsheet to track whatever you want to add to the property. Nandito na siya lahat. You can add all the details that you want here. And then especially the deal calculator, you can add your own template or you can use your own template as well. So you can use our template if you want to create your own template, pwede rin po. So, yan. Actually, but this is more detailed. I cannot discuss it. Yeah, kasi I don't have a template yet. So, but if you have a template, you can create here. Or you can use the templates that we have. Ayan, sorry ha, may mga inuubo. Okay. So, another part of the due diligence is that we give you the exact address. So, kung mapapansin nyo sa mga Rightmove, Supla, pag nagre-research tayo, I've done research for sourcing for some clients as well. It takes minsan 30 minutes to just get the exact address. So, kasi minsan 'di ba hindi nila nilalagay even the complete postcode, hindi nila ina-add doon sa advertisement. So, i-research mo pa siya with Google or i-check mo po siya sa EPC kung ano yung exact address niya. So, with property filter, as much as possible, we um add the complete address. Pero I cannot say na 100% because you could see here some properties na hindi rin complete yung address niya. But I can say maybe 90% complete naman yung address niya. So, we have here the data kung ilang beds, square footage, and then the EPC. So, if you will notice, yung EPC niya is E, and makakakita kayo ng parang letter C dun sa itaas. So, ibig sabihin, yun yung improvement that you could do to the property from an E to EPC na letter C. Kumbaga, uh, if you want to check the details on how you can make this a letter C, ayan, andito siya. Yung mga details na pwede niyong gawin. Ayan, so here you'll see the stress test. Ito yung medyo bago lang to, so hindi pa ako masyadong familiar sa kanya. So, pero ang ginagawa nitong stress test is giving the parang overview if the property will pass or fail in terms of mortgage. So, pag i-apply natin siya for mortgage, if this property will pass or fail, so like this one, ang sabi niya is fail. So if this is not good for investment. So right off the bat, meron ka na kagad parang sign na hindi mo na aksayahin yung oras mo sa kanya kasi hindi siya magpapas dun sa if ever imo-mortgage mo siya. So you can either wait for an exchange or just delete the property. So on the right hand side naman, we have the map. So you can see where the property is located. You can also see the amenities that are near the property. So what are the hospitals, I think bus stops and trains. So yan, makikita mo siya lahat. HMO article. Let's see if this is under, if the property is within. Ayan. So nasa labas naman siya ng HMO Article 4. So if your client is looking for property na outside HMO Article 4 properties, so this is okay. This is a good example. So now we'll go to the comparables. I hope you're
So,
not bored.
bago ka pumunta sa comparables, meron ulit isa pang question.
Okay.
For the stress test,
Mm-mm.
automatic computed na po siya?
Automatic siyang computed, pero you can change may mga preferences kasi siya dito that you could change. May mga parameters yan. So it depends on your bank kasi may mga bank na ang loan to value nila is either 70%, 65%. So you can change this. Yung default interest din ng bank, it will depend sa bank din. So yan. And other details such as this one. Pero ito kasi yung average, kumbaga siya yung norm na percentage, kaya yan yung nandyan. Pero disclaimer, hindi naman siya perfect na at least overview lang if the property is okay for mortgage. Pero it will depend pa rin kung anong bank yung ano gagamitin. So let's go to the comparables tab.
May follow-up question,
Okay.
Joe. Sa buy-to-let lang po ba may stress test?
Very good question. For now, buy-to-let pa lang. Kasi yung stress test, medyo komplikado. So, for instance, HMO, hindi siya ganun kadali. Marami kasi siyang pasikot-sikot. So, mas madaling i-compute if you're looking at a buy-to-let property. So, magandang question yun. For now, it's just for buy-to-let because we're asking for other lending institution to give us information about HMOs and other PLO, mga ibang strategy. So for now, we only have the buy-to-let strategy.
Okay. Meron pang isang
So,
question, but I'll park this first. I'll let you finish. I'll let you continue. And then I'll bring up this question
okay,
later.
thank you. So now we'll go on to the comparables. So actually, itong comparables, it helps you assess on the average price, on what is the average square footage of that postcode. So as you can see here, makita mo na ang average price ng properties are 244. So if you get a property that costs you 150, and then the average selling price sa area is 244, so somehow meron na kagad room for room for profit, although you'll need some renovation. So yeah, this is mainly used for checking if the properties you're using is within the average selling price of a particular postcode. So kung ang property na bibilhin mo costs 250, so right off the bat makikita mo na hindi siya worth na pagtuunan ng pansin kasi you cannot sell higher than 244 kasi yun yung average selling price dun sa area. So, okay. Dito naman sa comparables, you can either check the postcode sector, you can add either a quarter mile, half a mile. Pero ako I suggest quarter mile kasi habang lumalayo yung property, nag-iiba na yung ano niya yung price. So much better if it is near the property that you're looking at. Mag-iiba din kasi yung average prices niya. So, okay. So, balik tayo dito. Kasi nandito pa rin tayo sa details. Sorry maraming details yung yung ating property card. So, malapit na. After the comparables, we have here the market live data. So, this section shows what is the average yield in the postcode in terms of three bed houses. So, sabi ko kanina, a yield of 4% and up is good. But as you can see, ang result niya dito is -9. So, really, this property is not good to invest on kasi it's giving a -9% of yield. So, here naman, you can see the last sold data. As I've explained kanina in the market data, we also have the last sold data here sa property data na property details natin. So you can see that the average price ng 2021 is 275. So malaki yung average price niya before na ibebenta yung property in that postcode ng 275. So this is the history or historical data of the property in that postcode. So well, by looking at the different information that we have here, I could say na hindi okay na bilhin itong property na to. But of course, kung gusto niyo pa rin siyang to delve into computation kasi some clients they have their own calculator, they can do it. But yeah. Okay, so we're done with the details. So we already created our lead generator and then we've discussed the details on the property details tab. So now, dito naman tayo sa sourcing pipeline. So these are the properties that you said yes earlier dito sa lead generator. Kasi I told you earlier that you can either add a property to your pipeline, save, or never show again. So, for example, if I save these properties, makikita ko siya dito sa aking pipeline. So, eto na siya. So, as I've mentioned earlier, property filter wants the clients to do or to take action. So, after the due diligence, if you think that the property is okay with you and it pass all the criteria that you have, you can go to the next level, which is organize a viewing. So, if you want to organize a viewing, you can.
So,
Mhm.
bago tayo mag-organize ng viewing,
Okay.
pwede raw ba malaman kung ano yung factors na naka-affect bakit may rating na -9%? I
Ah,
think yung
kasi,
ni-refer niya yung kanina.
yung kanina, kasi hindi ko na mahanap kung nasaan yun. Ang reason behind that kasi is yung existing na offer price or yung asking price for the property versus kung ano yung previous na presyo within the postcode. So, yun yung pinagbabasihan, minumultiply siya based on the rental value. Actually, makikita niyo naman siya pag kinlik niyo yung ano, I'll check again, pero hindi ko na mabalikan yung property kanina. Ito yata siya. Ayan, ito. Siya yung average asking price for the sale average, blah, 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 ayan. Medyo ano kasi siya, technical na siya. So, it depends on the asking price. Let's say ito 275 siya, and then you will multiply it with the kung ano yung existing na price dun sa area. So, probably mataas yung market value ng property before, unlike ngayon na medyo mababa yung market value ng property in the area. That's why it's giving a negative. Yeah. This is actually the difference between the property estimated yield and the average yield in the postcode. So, yun. Actually, to be honest, hindi ako talaga ang nag-explain nito. We have somebody explaining this to clients. So I'm just giving an overview of how you will look at the property. So yun, uh, I normally ito yung average price nung last sold data prior nung sold data for yung asking price ngayon. Yun yung pinagkukunan nila dito. Pero for details, I can send you an email kung paano siya kino-compute. Ayan. So maybe I can go back to the sourcing pipeline. So once I've explained na already what is inside the property details tab. So we have here the due diligence, which is yung ginawa natin kanina. We check all the details and then we can organize a viewing. So you can add action here, the date and next checkup, and in 2 days, 3 days, once you've decided you want to organize a viewing. So another thing after organizing a viewing is to make an offer. Sometimes, according to my clients, yun yung nakalimutan. They just organize the viewing, but hindi sila nagsiset aside ng time to make an offer. Kumbaga, to make the paperwork in order to make an offer. Kasi sometimes they just go on viewings and then they forgot about it. So another thing is to make an offer. And then if the property you offered something na hindi nila na-accept, it means yung offer mo is okay kasi mas okay daw na ma-accept yung offer mo 'pag nag-follow up ka. Kasi once na in-accept daw ng buyer yung offer mo agad, you're not making a decent offer. Kumbaga hindi siya profitable kasi kinagat agad siya nung if you offered on the first time na, okay sige that's okay, bilhin mo na yung property namin so ibig sabihin medyo malaki pa yung kailangan mong discount. You should have asked for more discounts kumbaga. So, the key daw to making an offer is in the follow-up. So, mag-offer ka lang ng mag-offer to as much kumbaga property nga daw is a numbers game. So, the more properties you offered for bigyan mo ng offer and then hindi ma-accept yung offer mo, you can do follow-up after a month or so. So, pag hindi pa rin na-accept, it's okay kasi you have a lot of options na kasi you have a lot of leads na nakuha through property filter. So once you did the follow-up and then it got accepted, so hindi pa siya yung end of the line kasi you have a lot of things to do pa. Pero dito sa property filter siya na yung end ng journey. But as an investor, you have to renovate, you have a lot of things to do pa. So as an investor, marami pang kailangan gawin. But in property filter, that's the end of the journey when the offer is accepted. So yeah, that's it for me. So if you have any questions.
Thanks, Joe. Yung pinarko
Mm-mm.
na question kanina,
Mm-mm.
so ano po difference ng property filter and MLS? Familiar ka sa MLS?
MLS, para sa US siya.
Probably, yeah. Oo, probably, yeah.
Mm-mm.
So, yung for the benefit of everybody na naka-join sa ating webinar. So, we are focusing on UK property management.
Mm-mm.
It's a bit different from US real estate. Yung pangalan pa lang magkaiba na yung tawag.
Mm-mm.
So,
Mm-mm.
this one is focusing on UK UK property investors.
Pero I can answer that also.
Sige.
Kasi
Go
yung
ahead.
MLS, yung MLS kasi is like Zoopla. I think kasi nakita ko na rin siya before. Para siyang Zoopla and Rightmove. It has all the information about the property but it doesn't have the analytics unlike property filter kasi we have the analytics about the property. So, nandun yung lahat ng data, kung ilang bedroom siya, pictures and all. Parang Rightmove din siya. I
Yeah.
think. Mm.
Okay. Ano daw yung deal stacker?
Deal stacker. Actually, dito napupunta yung kaninang inassess natin na property sa deal stacker. Once you check a property, napupunta siya sa deal stacker. Ito yung deal stacker area. So, pwede rin naman if you want to drop a postcode here. Or you have a specific postcode na gusto mong makita. Here, walang masyadong property. Let's check one more. Yan. Itong deal stacker kasi ito yung easiest way kung paano ka mag-check ng property. If you have a specific postcode, pwede mo na siyang gawin dito. Kasi yung ginawa natin earlier is we've gone through yung basics niya ng pag-create ng lead generator, kung paano natin siya i-add sa pipeline. But here, if you have a specific postcode na gusto mo na agad right off the bat makita siya na ganyan, you can use the deal stacker. Kasi meron din siya ditong HMO Article 4, ganyan. Tapos meron din last sold data. Ayan. So you can see the last sold data for this area as well. Mm. isang area lang to where you can research as well yung property na gusto mong i-check. Yan. So, pero ang main areas natin is itong market data, needs generator, and itong sourcing pipeline. Yan. So, si deal stacker, you can use it for quick research na may sinabi sa'yo si client na you check the B16, blah, blah, blah. Tapos, you can add here. Pwede mo lang, yan, see. Yan. Mhm. Yan. Actually, ano lang siya, isang area lang siya where you could um do a quick research. But what we suggest kasi is to create your lead generator. So if you find a property here, you can also add to your pipeline. Ayun siya. Tapos dito din sa quick search, you can search different properties also, parang sa deal stacker din. Ayun. Ayan. There are a lot of venues where you can check properties here in property filter. So, yan. This is the quick search. Pwede rin dito sa deal stacker if you want to analyze things. Dito naman, ano lang siya, quick checking. Kasi there are clients, minsan sabi nila, they can't find a particular property in the lead generator, pero nakita nila sa portals. So dito pwede niyong i-check. Nasa property lang din siya. Kung minsan restrictive lang yung ginamit nila na mga uh, yung mga ginamit nila sa lead generator. So this is one way of checking if the property na wala sa lead generator nasa portal. Yan, dito sa quick search. So you can also add this to your pipeline. Or wait until next change or delete from the pipeline. So, yan. We've added different venues where you can search, check. Kasi there are clients na mas gusto nila mas detailed. Yung iba naman gusto nila mas quick. Yan, they can opt to do here in the quick search. Ayan, so you can add up until 20 lead generators here if your client is working on a lot of areas. So, any more questions po?
Wala na tayong questions dito, pero baka may hahabol pa. Habang nag-aantay tayo na magpo-post ng questions. So, to those Favavong VAs na may client na property investor and you find this helpful and useful para sa client nyo at hindi pa kayo gumagamit ng property filter, so just reach out to us. You can message us sa Skype, sa recruitment Skype, sa training Skype. You can send an email directly kay Andrea if you like, kung mas comfortable kayo doing that. You can also send an email sa training. Kung interested kayo on how to use property filter for your clients. So check nyo na lang, message nyo na lang kami. And then, for everybody na who's not yet part of Vavavoom and you're interested in becoming a property VA, so this is one of the kind of tasks that you'll be doing as a property VA. This is specifically all about property sourcing, but there are several more tasks na involve as a property VA, hindi lang ito. So kung interested kayo, just apply sa ating Vavavum PH website. Just go to our website and send in your applications. And kung meron din kayong mga friends na interested in becoming a virtual assistant, hindi lang naman pagiging property VA yung ino-offer namin sa Vavavum. There are also a lot more. So again, use the apply through our website, Vavavum PH. Okay. No more questions na Joe and Tin. Thank you so much both for your time. Thank you everybody who joined our webinar tonight. Thank you for spending your Friday night with us. I hope na marami kayong natutunan and naging worth it yung time na pag-attend nyo tonight sa ating webinar. Okay, that's it. Thank you. Good night. Happy weekend.
Happy weekend.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone.